What's going on? What's going on? We're back for another one. Man, good fight. Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Um, I thought it might be a close fight, but it really, for the most part, wasn't. Um, Very one-sided. Um, I don't know. It was almost as if Lomachenko didn't want to get hit. He didn't want to get hurt. So because he didn't want to get hurt, a lot of movement. He was moving, moving, moving. Wasn't really throwing a lot of punches the first 7, 8 rounds. Just here and there, sporadically, and around here and around there. But for the most part, it was just a lot of movement. T was being smart. He was being intelligent. He was throwing the jab, going to the body, going up top. And if you saw one of my previous videos, I said he would be able to do that. You know, that when he went to Japan and he had issue, I guess people said issues, with the Japanese dude, you know, with his length, with his height, with his movement. Everybody said that he's had a bad fight on that particular night. I said I didn't see it that way. I said I liked that fight. I thought he fought really good. He was facing a guy who people might not know who he is, obviously, but it was clear that man had skills in that ring. He was very durable. He had great movement, and he knew how to utilize his jab and his length and his height. But the man was thinking in there. Teofimo was thinking in there, trying to find adjustments, trying to find ways in. Trying to find ways to be successful. You know, and because of that, I said he can beat Lomachenko in a 12-round decision. I picked him to win by knockout, a late knockout. But I thought that he obviously had the power to knock him out anywhere between round 1 and 12. But I did still think it was a 12-round decision where anyone could win that fight. So it wasn't a situation where I thought, Teal was just going to whitewash him. But I also made it very clear that he can win a 12-round decision. This is not a fight where his only chance is to knock out Lomachenko like everybody was trying to say. And that ended up being the case. He was able to box him. My only question was, mentally, is he going to be there? Is he going to be focused? Is he going to be composed due to the mental issues that we know that he's had? And because he's a young fighter, I said, you don't know, what these kids are going to do. We don't know what these guys are going to do until they're in those situations. He doesn't have this long pedigree where you can say, oh yeah, he's going to do this in this situation, or he's going to do that in that situation. We didn't know. But now we know. Now we know from all kinds of situations, whether he wins or loses in the future, we know when it comes to these type of situations what he's gonna do. You know, Lomachenko was trying, later on in the fight, even in rounds here and there during the fight, he would try to push the pace, but Teal would make him pay for it. Teal wasn't sitting there letting him do his little whatever matrix thing and just kind of backing off. No, and whenever Lomachenko decided he was going to come in, he was going to push the pace, he was going to try to come inside, boom, 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 he would get hit. Body shot up top. Teal never got discouraged when he got caught with shots, because there's times here and there where he did get caught with shots, but it didn't matter to him. He still went in there and kept continuing to handle his business, kept going to the body, throwing hooks, throwing uppercuts, throwing jabs to the body over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and outclassed and outboxed Lomachenko. This was not a close fight. This was literally a one-sided ass whipping. Lomachenko had spots. He had spots here and there. And then later on in the fight, when clearly he was losing, Lomachenko tried to, use little dirty tactics. Trying to throw a jab, come in, headbutt. Trying to catch him with a headbutt. And one time he actually grabbed his head and pulled him into a headbutt. Trying to split him open. Trying to split his eye open. To the point where maybe he wouldn't be able to continue. Which actually was a bad idea, because if he did split its eye like that to the point where they couldn't continue and they went to the cards, Lomachenko would have lost anyway. But Lomachenko Tio just kept his composure. He stayed focused, and kept just fighting. Later on in the fight, Lomachenko had a little bit of success, but it didn't matter. Tio just kept bringing it. He kept bringing it. Hurt Lomachenko in the 12th round. could have finished him, but then the ref had to jump in the middle of it, putting out BS timeouts and everything like that. But it is what it is. Ended the fight. Lomachenko got up and he skirted out the ring, which is not cool. And I'm only gonna say it's not cool just due to the fact that whenever you were winning, you were doing backflips, you were doing somersaults, you were talking all kind of crazy about people. This is a man who used to do his little matrix thing in the ring, touching people on top of the head, trying to dance on people and quote style on people. You know, he lived off trying to embarrass people in the ring. But then when you got put into a situation, into a space where, number one, you didn't let it all hang out in the ring. You didn't go off and broke. You didn't. You tried to play it safe. You tried to use movement. You tried your best not to get hit. You tried your best not to get knocked. I guess he was afraid of being knocked out. So they just figured they were going to move, 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 move. He couldn't outbox this kid. He couldn't get inside of this kid. Tia wouldn't let him get into the inside. Would not let him. You know, where Lomachenko understood. You try to come in, you try to do anything, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to take to give. You're gonna have to take in order to give. That's what you're gonna have to do. Kind of like Will Frazier had to do against Muhammad Ali in their first fight. He was taking a lot of shots in order to land. He had to take a lot of shots in order to land. Lomachenko wasn't willing to do that. He wasn't willing to do that in this particular fight. And he skirted out the ring at the end of the day after he lost, you know, and he should have stood there like a man. If you can dance on people, you can style on people, you can do your little whole back and forth thing, you can, you know, tap people on the top of the head and all that stuff, then when it's time for you to face a piper, you got to stand there like a man and take it. And he wasn't doing that. But congratulations to Teofimo. Came out victorious. I picked him. I thought he was going to win by a late knockout, but he still wanted to fight. And I made it clear that he could still win a 12-round decision. He has the skills. He has the tools. He had everything that was necessary in order to come out victorious. It wasn't a physical fight, so it wasn't even a size thing. If anybody thinks that he's quote a lot bigger than Lomachenko or anything like that, it wasn't a physical fight. He just got outboxed and outclassed in this particular fight. And Teofimo, now he has to make the decision where he's going to stay there at 135 or if he's going to go up to 140 pounds. And I guess Lomachenko, after this loss, I don't know if he's going to stay at 135 or if he's going to try to go down to or if he's going to try to go down to 130 and campaign over there. You got Shakur Stevenson at 130. He's with Top Rank. You got that option, unless you want to go over there on Showtime and fight Gervonta Tank Davis, which I think will be a bad idea because it'll be even worse than tonight. You don't want to fight Tank at 130. I mean, so he has options of things that he can do. We'll see what he ends up doing. But Teofimo, 135 will go up to 140. He can go up to 140 right away. I believe the undisputed bout is happening between the two guys at 140. If that doesn't happen, then he can fight both of them. I'd fight Ramirez after fighting Ramirez and taking his belts by knockout, I believe. He can go there and fight Taylor for undisputed. And he can be the complete king of that division, But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. But congratulations to Teo, victorious, and the new top guy at 135 pounds. You got to put him in the top 10 pound for pound now. Congratulations, great fight. Nights like this is what boxing's made of. You know what I mean? When you're walking into a fight and you don't know what's going to happen. You got that nervous energy coming in. And yeah, I love nights like this, So, hey man, Top Rank got something right today. We got a good one. Unfortunately, they won't be giving us anything like that for the rest of the year. So hopefully next year we get something like this again. Unless we get the undisputed between Taylor and Ramirez. So maybe we might get another one. But we'll see. But for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.